Welcome to Amazing World Channel.
GETTYLeifErik Holm criticized Angela Merkel's immigration policy. Almost 1 million asylum seekers arrived in Germany in 2015 alone after the Chancellor opened the country's borders in what many describe as a move which changed the course of European history. LeifErik Holm, of the right-wing populist Alternative for Germany AfD party, believes the number of migrants arriving in Germany is one of the key reasons Britain voted to leave the European Union in last year's June 23 referendum. Speaking exclusively to Express.co.uk, he said Angela Merkel opened the borders, and the British realised in that moment that hang on, we are not in control of our country, and decided for Brexit. Because of this. It was a close outcome after all. In the end it was this that tipped the balance, and unfortunately made the British vote to leave the European Union. I don't think there's any trust there, certainly not from me, and not from the AfD, and the citizens don't seem to trust her anymore either. LeifErik Holm, Alternative for Germany party. Mr. Holm, who represents the more moderate wing of the AfD, also attacked the German Chancellor for the open border policy, saying it will affect Europe for many years to come, and he warned her controversial decision, which she later admitted was a mistake, could cost her votes this Sunday at the ballot box. Mr. Holm said, I don't think there's any trust there, certainly not from me, and not from the AfD, and the citizens don't seem to trust her anymore either. Because she didn't fundamentally change her policies. She made some slight changes. Holm attacked Merkel for the open border policy, but Dublin III is still not abided by in principle. Anyone who can utter the word asylum at the border is let in. And we believe this is the absolute wrong policy, because it also gives the incentives for more to start their journey to Europe, which we can see at the moment, that in Africa the influx is increasing. This policy leads to an increase of the wave, and that is the wrong incentive. And I believe many citizens would agree with this, because they can see that Merkel is flip-flipping when it comes to the question of bringing families of refugees to Europe. August 8, 2017. Angela Merkel. Through the years, the 47-year-old is brimming with confidence for this weekend's vote, with his own personal goal of ousting Angela Merkel. Mr. Holm is challenging the Chancellor in the district on the Baltic Sea that she has represented since 1990, and hopes to wipe the floor with Mrs. Merkel and see his party storm to success on September 24. His Alternative for Germany party pipped the CDU with 21% of the vote to take second place behind the Social Democrats in Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania state in regional elections last September. Mr. Holm said, I am very optimistic. The last weeks have shown it is a very exciting race, but in the last few weeks the polls have shown that we, the AfD, have stood out. We are now at up to 12%. Holm blamed Angela Merkel for Brexit. I have the feeling that approval among the population has increased. I even suspect that we are in for a surprisingly good result. All I can do is make an estimate based on the situation in Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania. The AfD was at 22% during the last poll in July. I believe we might even do better here. And if this trend will be reflected as a whole in the entire country, then I believe 15% is possible. Germans will cast their ballots in the 2017 Bundestag election on Sunday, September 24.